Last time on Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater. After interrogating and killing the unnamed judge of Telorix and taking control of the grieving Minotaur, Archaon, Cuthbert, and Chekhov left Sulu behind, and the two bird-like creatures carried Cuthbert and as much of their spoils as they could across the desert past the wall, traveled on foot the rest of the way towards Telorix, but couldn't afford the city entrance fee, so after causing some trouble at the gates, found a way to afford the tax and entered Telorix. After waking, Chasnoff ended up back at the Perleone greenhouse and started plotting a drug heist. And now, Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
I walk up to the guard. I take off my mask prior. I introduce myself as Danny and tell him I'm there to change the lock.
Alright, roll me a bluff check.
It's only a 10.
This guard knows Danny and says, "You're not Danny," and he's gonna try to grab you. So what's your CMD?
It's horrible. It's 12.
Oh, I rolled a 12, so I'll let you roll a reflex save to get away. So he's gonna try and grab you. I'll let you roll a reflex save to, just barely slip out of his grip.
Oh, God. God damn it, I rolled a 1.
Yeah, you do not get away. He's able to grab you. So this, Vishkanya has grabbed you, lifts you like a foot or two off the ground, is now holding you up to his face, and says, "Who are you? What do you want?"
I say, I didn't mean to say I'm Danny. Danny was on another job. I'm here on his behalf. I'm his apprentice. I'm just a kid.
Alright, roll me a bluff check, and I'll roll another sense motive. So roll me a bluff check, see if the Hilfoot buys this lie.
2. That's 5. I
got a 27, so yeah, he's not buying that either. Alright, so 4 other guards come, mostly catfolk, 3 catfolk, 1 other Vishkanya. And he asks if anyone knows who you are. So now I'm gonna roll a percentage chance to see if any of these people know who you are. First guy thinks you look sort of familiar. You're definitely with the Crow Skull. Something. Chaz something. Second guy says, "Oh yeah, Chasnoff." Third guy says, "I'd never heard of Chasnoff." Fourth guy says, "Oh, I think I've heard of Chasnoff before." So you have been identified as Chasnoff. And the guy says, "Well, Chasnoff, what are you doing here?"
I'm sorry, it's been a long time since I've been in town. I just got back from the port. I'm a little bit lost. I'm looking for my friend. I think I gotta go. I'm really sorry for bothering you guys.
Roll me a bluff check.
This is not gonna go well. Is a 19.
Alright, still roll a 27. It's a little more believable that time, but they're still suspicious. So they're gonna hold you. You're being held here. I'm gonna go to Greer Rockbiter in the library. Not able to check out books.
Is the greenhouse on my way to the market?
You'd probably pass by it.
That's my destination, is to go to the market.
Alright, well you can roll a perception check on your way to the market to see if you see anything interesting on your way there that would draw your attention.
4, 5.
No, you don't really know. You didn't really know anything going on when you passed the greenhouse. Just going to the market. What are you looking for in the market?
I just want to see what people are selling. I'm just curious about meeting people and see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I mean, they have almost all basic item and gear available here. They have some luxury items, some stuff in the Black Cat Market. You'll get a deal if you're in one of the Perleone associated networks. But they sell a lot of interesting stuff. Shields, armor, weapons. The luxury store sells mostly rings and jewelry, but the other market sells mostly weapons and things you would need for the various types of jobs you would have if you belonged to part of the Perleone. They also, at the brewery, sell a lot of things made at the Perleone brewery.
With Jen leaving the area of the library, is Rufus just still confused?
Yeah, roll me a perception check or a survival, one of the or both even for Rufus to see if Rufus sees her leaving the library, and then a survival to track her if he doesn't.
Perception would be 7, so no.
No, he doesn't see her, but roll the survival. Maybe he catches her scent.
I am unlucky. It's a 4.
Maybe you got the wrong dice, man.
Yeah, I could have gotten the ugly ass dice.
So he does not catch wind of your Rockbiter leaving that part of town. So Rufus is still near the library as you head towards the market. But yeah, they do sell some of the things from the Perleone Brewery. They have a milk stout, hairball, lager, mouse meat wheat, and something called Danger Brew. They're all available for purchase in bottles here or flasks, and are available at the tavern in town as well. You do remember them being on tap tavern. You failed on the way to the market. You can roll one at the market, though, and see if you hear something now.
Perception.
Perception, sorry.
Yeah. See if you heard a ruckus.
My perception, 2, so 18.
18's good enough to have heard a ruckus. You heard a ruckus down by the greenhouse, and your curiosity having already been involved with the greenhouse a couple of times, you might head the direction to see what was going on over there. Look who it is. It's your friend Chaznov. Arts, catfolk, sort of like holding his arms. One Vishkanya by the door, really large. Chaznov's just sort of standing there, not talking, not moving. Sort of dejected.
How tall are catfolk?
About as tall as humans. So a few
Okay.
feet taller than you. They're about human size.
Yeah.
You're short.
I'm 4'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're stocky.
Very stocky.
Do these two catfolk look, do they look pretty badass, or do they seem kind of open to a curious dwarf?
The
Passersby.
Vishkanya looks more badass than the two of them look, but they're still, bigger than the gnome they're holding. They are dressed in black suits. They look like, they're supposed to be looking imposing. They seem to have some authority because Chaznov's, not trying to fight this or flee. Like, he knows whoever's holding him has some sort of, authority, or you assume he would try to get away based on your previous experience with him if he didn't know he was in deep shit.
Well, I'm just a visitor.
Oh, they don't know that.
Then you have to bluff, which is dangerous territory for a paladin.
With the catfolk, what is their business with the gnome?
Alright, you walk up to the catfolk and ask about the gnome. They'll reply, We're holding this gnome. We don't know what he's doing here. He was acting suspicious.
May I ask what he was doing to be suspicious?
He said he was a locksmith. You all know better than that. He's probably trying to pull something.
Do you actually know this gnome?
Says, well, yeah, in fact, it's Chaznov. We've heard of Chaznov. He gets into trouble here all the time. We're just holding him until the boss shows up, and then we'll see what happens.
Who's the boss? What's the boss's name?
Oh, weird. Heist, way more complicated.
Says, well, that's none of your business.
None of my business? You want me to bluff?
Oh, that's you can do it.
Well, I gotta be honest. He's my prisoner.
Bluff check.
9.
That's cool.
9.
They'll say, for what?
Well, I caught him trying to steal from me, so I have some business to take up with him.
He says, well, you can have him when we're done with him.
How about you have what's left of him when I'm done with him?
Is that an intimidation check, or diplomacy, or what are you doing with that?
Diplomacy.
Or roll it.
My intimidation is 1, my diplomacy is 5.
I like where you're going with this, though.
21!
Alright, so I guess if you want to get started with them, they'll push them towards you, and I think they expect you guys to fight it out right here, basically. So, roll for initiative.
I'm totally cool with this.
Initiative.
It's gonna be a 2 or a 1 for me anyway.
Where's
Because of
the
that
total?
shit
I
dice.
have-
So 10.
Alright,
I have
yours.
6.
Yeah, so that means you get to go first, Chaznov. They've shoved you towards the dwarf, who you can tell they expect this dwarf to start fighting you. That's what they think is about to happen. And they've shoved you towards the dwarf. You can feign an attack, you can do whatever you want, but you've been sort of shoved into an arena of sorts in the street.
I do a lunging punch towards the left shoulder of Greer while yelling, "Not in the face, thank you." And trying not to do any attack damage, expecting her to throw me.
So roll. So you want to feign a punch, then you don't actually want to attack. You want to pretend to attack.
Yeah.
All right. So roll me I believe it's a bluff check also to feign.
This works. 19.
Yeah, you have experience in pretending to fight, so you know how to throw a punch. So you definitely did a wrestler move where you pretended to jump towards Greer. You punched, slapped yourself in the chest to make a thud noise and said "not in the face," and it made it look like you hit Greer. So it looks like you lunged into a fight, but really you secretly whispered to Greer not to hurt your beautiful face. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn there? You've done a move and a swift.
I grasp my chest, breathe heavy, and raise my other hand towards the sky and say, "Why now? Why now?"
All right, Greer Rockbiter.
I feel like I want to just physically take him away, but where do I want to take him? What would make sense?
You get your ass in the library.
I mean, I think they expect you to at least beat him up.
Yeah, you can kick my ass,
I
or
can
you
continue
can
to beat you up.
throw me over your shoulder and carry me where the hell you want.
Yeah, I think he has to be unconscious before they let you take him away.
Ugh.
At that point, they might feel bad for him and feel like he paid his price and just tell you to not come back. They want to see you here again, basically. If you did that, if you don't beat him unconscious, they'll probably let you leave with him because he's their prisoner too, and they want to take out their half of the justice. So unless full justice is is taken upon this gnome, which, like I said, would at least be knocked unconscious.
Totally give me an atomic leg drop or something. I'm already on the ground.
So are we thinking like a knee over the back wrestling move?
Well, I'm already on the ground, so
But you're not unconscious yet, so you're gonna have to do.
No, knock me out.
Alright. So is that another feign move on my end?
Not if you. Well, yeah, you can feign a move, and he could pretend to be knocked out. And that's a possibility too. That's gonna take another bluff check by you and a bluff check by him if you want to do that. You guys can do a full on WWE thing, like if you want. But yeah, that would take you bluffing your move right now. So you have to roll a bluff check to feign an attack. And pretend like you body slam him or something and not actually hurt him.
Well, my bluff is 1.
So yeah, you either risk faking it or you actually do attack him and do damage and just hope that you don't do too much damage.
Don't kill me. That's
So
all
if I just flat out attack him, would it be CMB?
That's if you want to try and grapple him. So yeah, if you want to try and grab him like a wrestling move, then yeah, CMB would be to grab him.
So then that would be...
How did
So that would be plus 5
WWF?
to whatever I roll?
Yeah, and then that would be versus his CMD.
Versus his CMD,
Yeah.
which is 12. Yes, 12. And my CMD is 5.
So yeah, you just gotta beat 12, and if you do, you'll be able to grapple your opponent. So you won't do any damage this turn, but you will have grabbed him. So he'll be encumbered basically. So it'll still look good for this turn, and you will have bought yourself some time and not done any damage.
I need an 8 or a higher. 8.
Just enough.
Yeah, I know.
If
Right?
it's just enough, I can allow him a reflex save to try to escape, but I think he probably wants you to grapple him because then it looks more like you guys are fighting. So.
I want to get the fuck out of this, so we're good.
He likes my curves.
Yeah, yeah, this is true. He's getting a real good hug right now. You bring him closer.
Smile, slut.
Not smile.
No, I will.
You're unconscious.
No, not yet.
No, yeah, he's got to play dead next round. So yeah, so you've grabbed him. What do you do? Now it's your turn again, Chasnoff. What do you do now that she's grappled you tightly?
Essentially, does it look like she's like grappling me hard enough where it can knock me out?
Looks like it's a good bear hug, possibly. You might be able to bluff and feint it. I mean, depends how good of a bluff you roll. But yeah, you can pretend to be passed out from her squeezing you so hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel like she's squeezing my small, slim foam body, felt body, and I'm gonna pretend that she's crushing me.
All right.
And pass
Roll
out.
me a bluff check for pretending to pass out.
20.
Oh,
20.
natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are the best faker at passing out ever. They totally believe it. You probably even hold your breath for a period of time, so they come over and hold their hands in front of your face, and you're not even breathing on their hands. Hey, you really got him. So yeah, I guess he got what he deserves. They tell you to take him out of here and just don't let him be caught over here again.
That.
So you carry him away.
You're my prisoner.
Yeah.
For real.
You can make it official. You can buy some handcuffs here in town and buy handcuff him. Say if you're into that kind of thing, they're available.
I do have a +2 appraise to metals and gemstones.
Well, that doesn't mean.
I can buy it.
You can bite the handcuffs to see what metal they're made of.
So now
Chasnoff's
I have
out.
Chasnoff. We've left the greenhouse.
Yep, you can walk wherever you would like to walk to.
Okay, so Chasnoff, you owe me. We're going to the library.
This is all about a book. This is all about
You carry Chasnoff to the library. You set him down once you guys walk in the front door. Chasnoff is able to not, you were feigning, passed out, so you're able to stand up now and everything's fine. You're far enough away that you don't think they're watching you, so.
Did Rufus found me because we were passing by the library, right?
Roll me a perception check you're telepathic with Rufus. You can always just have him rejoin you anytime you want.
So,
You'd be come back to me, Rufus, and he'll head this way.
Rufus, we're here now. It's kind of lame, right?
Alright, it'll take Rufus 4 minutes, but he'll be to the library in 4 minutes.
Alright, he's got small legs.
Yeah.
That's cool. So we walk in the library, and I say, I don't know why you brought me here. I hate books. Against this. You go do your thing. I'm going to sit on the porch until you need me. So I'm sitting on the stoop until Greer needs a library card.
Chasnoff walks back outside.
Alright, well, you can come back inside because I'm ready.
Oh, that was...
I already know what I want.
Right away, Greer follows you outside and drags you back inside. This is I need you right now.
I am not the typical woman. I already know what I want. I want the book.
Hey, that's sexist, man.
It is. It's fucked up.
That women don't know what they want.
No.
No one knows what they want. Let's be real. It's only sexist because we all know that men don't know what they want either. Just ask me what I want for dinner, and I'll say, I don't know. What do you want for dinner?
So I want to check out the book that will allow me to cast light.
Yeah, you look at that horticultural book. It has a lot of knowledge about plants and stuff too, growing plants in dark places, especially. A lot of data. Has a lot of data on mushrooms. A lot of fungus knowledge in there, and there's a spell in the opening passage that is the light spell.
She hands me the book. I look at it. I do a deep sigh. It's exhausting to me.
Because he says he can do it himself.
And I walk up to the librarian.
Yeah, there's a librarian.
Ariel.
I tell her I'm checking this out.
Alright, she asked for your tattoo.
I show my flashy ass tattoo that I've always had.
Yeah, your cool crow's tattoo.
I sigh again.
She's like, I'm surprised you checked this out and just didn't steal it.
And I say, it's been a long day.
He's turning a new leaf.
She has you sign the book out and stamps it.
And I walk outside and hand the book to Greer.
Alright, so now there's a record of you checking this book out. It needs to be returned in 2 weeks or else it'll go down on your record.
I want this.
But to be honest, you are a known Crow Skull member, so now returning a library book would be sort of expected.
No, I would love there to be like a series of assassins trying to get my library book back.
You never know. It depends how valuable this library book is.
I'm never bringing that library book back.
That's the whole game for you, basically, is one stolen library book.
Yeah, it's like an episode of Seinfeld.
Just
pretty
think
much.
of the dues that he'll owe eventually.
Oh no,
to the mob. That's what it really is. This is like a mob library. So basically, if you don't return the book, you're going to start accruing debt to the mob. So sooner or later, this might come back to bite you. But
oh no, this sounds so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's a game.
I introduced you to the greenhouse.
No, it's your turn. It's your turn. Like I gave you the stupid book that I hate.
You're a wizard, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of this magic spell. I can cast light anytime I want.
I already have light. I can already cast light.
Who prepares spells?
And I was like, but I want it.
I can already cast light. I had my 5 spells I can cast.
Got them written down. I'm ready to cast them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted it for myself.
And light is literally one of them.
It's a good one to have. It's handy in a lot of occasions because a lot of places are dark.
They're a cantrip for me, dog.
What if you're not around? What if I actually kill you one of these days?
Yeah, we should hold on to that then.
Hold on to the book?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think it's filled with super secret knowledge that we might not know.
You never know until you need it.
Oh, you're so pissing me though.
But yeah, I'm still annoyed that you tried to steal from me.
But you guys are standing on the front steps of the library, reluctant partners. Greer has encountered you over and over again. You've encountered Greer over and over again. Obviously, something's up. You guys keep crossing paths. At some point, I think one of you be like, what the hell? And I think it might be Chasnoff to be like, I got your book, what the hell, why do you keep showing up?
Yeah. Alright. So, I got one question before I do anything else.
Yeah.
How well do I know Danny the Locksmith?
Only a little.
Only a little? It doesn't matter what way.
Yeah, you've heard of Danny Locksmith. He was someone that was part of the Crow Skull that moved here to Perleon, retired here, became a locksmith, and he was a great. You've heard legend of him. I don't think you know him personally, but you've heard of him. You know he's like a legendary lockpick. Like he is one of the best vault robbers in the world.
Has
he's
he
retired.
changed the locks as of right now?
As of yet, no. When you left, they were still waiting on him to arrive. Danny's an older gentleman, and it usually takes him a long time to get anywhere. And you delayed the messenger by at least 6 minutes. It's gonna be another 6 hours before Danny's able to show up. He's a busy guy, and he's hard to find, and he walks really slow.
We're doing a heist. All right. All right. So we're hanging out.
You're in the library. You're in the library steps, and you just get excited and say, "We're doing a heist." And you say that out loud to Greer. No one pays any attention because it's mob town, and that's sort of normal talk around here. They're like, "Yeah, whatever. Everyone's doing a heist. We're all doing a heist." Keep it to yourself.
No. I'm sitting on the library steps. I'm doing a heist, and everyone cheers.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, good job, Chasnoff.
Yeah.
Good luck, man.
To hear it, it's just.
We sure hope so.
No. Everyone's doing
like
a
Big
heist
Whoop.
all the time. Everyone's
Yeah.
super happy that they're doing a heist.
Yeah.
It's like what you're born to do there.
Yeah.
All right,
But no one's
so-
impressed that you're doing a heist because they kind of expect it. But go on, you can tell the details to your friend Greer. I don't think anyone else is going to hear it.
Before any of that,
No one else hears you guys. You feel like you're alone enough.
While I'm sitting on the steps, Rufus finally figures out
Arrives.
where I am.
Yeah, Rufus has got. It's been 4 minutes. He arrives.
So-
The library is also not one of the more visited parts of town. I rolled a 2 for perception, so no one's kind of... You guys are in an isolated enough area that you feel like you could talk and get away with whatever you want, pretty much.
So I go to Greer, and I thank her for saving me from those horrible thugs that are ruining this city. Thank you for saving me from those thugs. I'm really glad that you learned your spell. However, there's a bigger problem in this city than you imagine.
Mexicans.
I realize that you're here to preach good and unity and things like that, but there is a way bigger problem you can imagine going on at the greenhouse, and it's Puka.
Actually, not a bluff. That is true. Puka is a problem around the world. It's an addiction that's caused problems in a lot of places, especially on Telorix. So you can roll me a diplomacy with that. Just a natural diplomacy to convince your new friend that what's going on in the greenhouse is a problem.
God damn it, Lord.
Greer is, obviously very skeptical of you because of her recent involvement in everything that's gone on with you has been shady. So she does not know, like, she wants to believe you, but it's like the boy who cried wolf. Like, she thought she could trust you and you tried to steal money from her, and like, you've been through all this stuff and she keeps saving you. She's like, doesn't know if she can trust you. She's like, can you prove it? Prove it. That's probably where Greer's at. If you want to say that Puka is bad and is causing problems, I think to convince Greer to believe you, you're gonna have to have some kind of proof. You can't just say it because you've lied to her and you've tried to steal from her.
I apologize thoroughly for stealing from her, and I give her the entirety of the money that I stole from her previously back. It was 90 gold.
All right, so you give her 90 gold back and say, I stole this from you and I'm really sorry.
I stole 90 because I couldn't carry it all.
But Greer didn't know that he took any of it in the first place.
But he's now revealing, I think now he's admitting that he did and giving it back.
Yeah, you didn't know
Saying,
that.
I felt bad, yeah, he's like, I know you probably don't know that I took this money, but I did, and here it is back. He's trying to redeem himself, which you probably respect because you're a paladin, so like making right is a big deal. So you probably think you probably changed this guy a whole lot, you probably feel really good about this.
Yeah.
Committed another crime that you weren't aware of.
Yeah. No,
But he's admitting it. He's admitting his crime and paying it back, so...
Yeah.
That's a good sign. You feel like you've made a positive change in this gnome's life. And what do you say after you give the money back and apologize?
Oh, here's your money back. I made a horrible mistake. I tried to rob you, but we're both looking for the same thing. The greater good. We sound like Scientology, but I'm alright with that right now.
So this gnome admits to you he is trying to work for the greater good. Now, roll me a diplomacy or a bluff. I don't know if that's true. Is it true?
That I believe in Scientology?
No, that you believe that you're working for the greater good. That you actually believe what you're doing is for the greater good. Or is this a bluff?
Oh, you have to roll bluff or diplomacy.
I'm asking what you have to roll based on why you're saying what you're saying. Are you lying to Greer right now, or are you earnest about what you're saying?
Oh,
You're even, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, no.
Well, this says that's more about your character then. Like, are you lying to Greer or not? It's more about you as a character.
I'm gonna go with bluff.
All right.
With bluff because this is the first act of a buddy cop movie.
So you really still probably are after the drugs.
3.
Yeah.
Roll a 3.
So
Plus whatever.
Plus 3. So
roll a sense motive, but I bet you're going to beat a 3 there, Greer, for sense motive.
9. And
Yeah.
sense.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you easily sense that there's something else behind this. Like, yeah, maybe this would help. Maybe Puka is a problem. You sense maybe part of what he's saying is true. There's definitely some personal benefit behind it for him. You don't think he would do this for no reason.
I
For
totally
him
got
to,
this.
you think you figured him out. For him to give you 90 gold, because he gave you 90 gold back that he already stole from you. He obviously has more to gain from it than what he just gave you. You bet this guy has something in it for himself.
Oh,
Well, what would you like to do? Because I don't believe you that it's for the greater good.
can I not convince her?
Currently, she doesn't believe you. I mean, you can keep talking. If you keep talking, you can convince her. It just takes more, every time you say something, like, you can roll. But until you have a good roll, right now she's not convinced. I think based on the current rolls, she doesn't believe what you're saying. She thinks you're still up to something.
Alright, so
She might sort of believe your
story.
story of, like, she probably believes Puka is a dangerous drug. Especially if the mom has something to do with it. But she doesn't believe that you're doing this for altruistic reasons. I think she doesn't believe you're being selfless.
You figure out my game, you saved my ass once, you kicked my ass once. I'm really sorry about all that. How about we fix the problem of Puka in the city and then just leave and never come back?
You can roll diplomacy with that, see if there's no lie on that.
I'm getting killed here.
You can roll different dice. Not a great diplomacy.
Level 1, man.
So I don't think, Greer hears what
I
you're
was
saying, but I don't
done.
think that Greer is going to, I don't think it's going to convince Greer with that. I don't think she's going to be like, yeah, let's leave the city together after pulling off this one last heist for you. She still knows there's something in it for you, and I think at least until you're honest about what it's in it for you, she doesn't want to go through with it.
I go to her. It'd be for the best for both of us. You're trying to direct rule in the city. You're trying to make this city a just place. It's not going to happen, but majority of the problems are coming from the greenhouse, and this is the last place in the world that is making puka powder. To get rid of it, I have the keys to finish it, and I might take one bag for myself just in case I need it, but the rest of it is done.
Alright, that sounds like it's probably true. I don't think there's a bluff roll in there for anything. That all sounded true to me. Was any of that a lie? I don't think it was.
It's true.
Alright, there you go. That sounds pretty reasonable, actually. This puka dust is a problem. This is how this mob gets most of their money. This guy works for the mob. He knows that's how they maintain control. It's through this drug sale. That's how they control the rest of the mob, is through the money they have from the drug trade. So maybe this would be a semi-good mission, and maybe like this guy having a bag of puka dust is bad, but in the scheme of things, less bad than these guys selling it to kids around the world.
Yeah, it's fucked up, right?
It is messed up. But why would you keep it for yourself?
One bag?
Yeah.
Just in case.
In case of what?
In case, like, somebody really wants it. I
So
mean,
you
I'm not
want-
gonna lie.
You want to make a profit off of it.
The
After you
last
stole
bag,
it.
the last bag of puka in the world, I could sell that for so much, and I'll go 60-40
I want
you and
profit
me.
from it.
Oh my god, with the paladin?
50-50?
I don't want it.
Oh, clearly.
You guys are a very interesting relationship. This is going to be fun.
I love it!
But do you let him keep a bag for himself? Is that part of the deal? Or do you try to convince him to not keep a bag for himself?
I think if he truly meant that it was for the right reasons, he would not keep a bag for himself.
Brian, is there anything in that place that's not just puka?
I mean, they probably have a storehouse with some other drugs, smaller amounts of other things in there. It's a majority puka, but there are other drugs, small amounts of other drugs stored there.
So, and Greer wouldn't know that.
I mean, once
So-
you're inside, you can always sleight of hand something, and it would just be sleight of hand versus her perception for you to try and hide something in your person and get away with it.
Cool.
You can
I'm
always
down.
lie later. You don't have to lie now. You know what I mean? Like,
So-
you're a rogue. You can lie just whenever you feel like it.
I 100% agree with her. She was right. I
No
made
puka
the
dust.
wrong decision. I should never try to.
And now, as long as you don't steal something that's, as long as you don't steal puka dust, you're not technically lying. You're just telling her,
Yeah.
I won't take. Oh, you're right. I won't take any puka dust.
Yeah, I won't take any puka dust. You're right. It's the worst. Let's just get rid of it forever and light the place on fire.
All right. I think that's probably a diplomacy check also to convince Greer that's a good idea because I think by her facial
Yeah, let's
reaction,
light everything on
I don't know
fire.
if Greer thinks burning down the greenhouse is exactly the right idea either.
Is everything made of wood?
I mean, it seems to be made of glass and some sort of like a metal.
Everything's made
Well, there
of
are
metal
plants-
and glass?
Yeah, but there are probably plants inside and wooden crates and.
What about the surrounding building?
The surrounding buildings are made of mostly stone, but there is some wood mixed in with a lot of it. Stone and wood.
All right. I'm assuming there's a graveyard here, right?
Yeah, a small one. It's outside the south part of the city near the docks, but yeah.
And I have a shovel. All right, we're cool.
All right.
No, like I've been playing this for days. I say yes, we'll burn down the last of the puka.
I didn't
Yeah.
say yes to burning.
Well, no, I say we'll destroy it. But the only way is it like a coke factory?
I mean, puka is a dust that comes from, I believe, an animal of some sort, a mystical creature of some sort. So it is a dust. It is like a coke factory, basically. But there are other things in there. Like there are crates of other drugs. There are other drugs grown there. There's storage for other things they sell here in the city. A lot of what they sell is shipped out. This is sort of like the in-city storage area for whatever they have for the residents here.
I won't take any puka. Let's just destroy all of it and,
Totally gonna sleight of hand this shit.
and maybe burn it down.
Well, what is the process of destroying the puka? I'm not familiar
I don't know.
with drugs.
Brian would know. I mean,
I mean,
flush
it's
it,
a
might
dust.
flush it.
I mean,
Like
burning
a
it might work.
powder
Dispersing,
way?
like blowing it around so no one can collect it again.
I know,
There's all kinds of ways that would work, I guess. Something would have to happen to get rid of it, though. Or with the water, like anything that would make it unusable.
If we had to flush it, that means it would be on our person, and we'd have to.
We could also burn it. We could just burn it. We could Just burn the puga. We should
Yeah.
just burn
Your
it.
options are probably either probably burn it there in the greenhouse or try to carry it to the docks and dump it in the water. Those are probably your two best options unless you have some other way of destroying it.
Or we can carry it to the docks.
Alright, that's cool. And now
But then we risk getting caught with it on our person.
we're gonna get caught.
I just don't want other buildings to catch on fire.
You're a wizard. Do you have some way of preventing the fire from spreading to the exterior area? In
Do
a
you
controlled
have some
burn?
way of controlling the fire
Not
from spreading
yet.
to the other buildings?
Not yet. I have 0 fire shit right now.
Survival check to do flint and steel, basically. Do you guys have that? One of you have that to start a fire?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just rob the place.
We're gonna rob it?
Yeah, we're
As
gonna
in
rob
take
the
it to
fuck
the
out
dock?
of the place.
Take it to
yeah,
the dock
I think
and
we're
dump
gonna
it?
get rid of that completely.
To get rid of the puka somehow.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys, you have like a 5-hour window at this point before the real Danny shows up to change the locks. There's probably still a guard or 3 outside.
I agree to getting rid of it. I'm just unsure of how to get rid of it.
This is the part of like Ocean's 11 when you make a plan.
Yeah, we'll dump it in the bay.
So what's the plan?
What's the plan?
How do you get in and get it out? You know there are at least 3
Okay,
guards
so-
there at the door. You have
Firstly,
keys, but there are guards.
This is totally my domain. So, like, firstly, can I hire people, or how well do I know people who are hanging out at like the guild hall?
I mean, you know, the guys that were staying in the guild office you didn't know that well, but you know that they work for the Crowsville Guilds. Almost anyone that's a thief will do almost anything for a reward.
I got this completely. Not yet. All right, so I go to the guild hall.
There's a couple of guys there. You've hung out with them past couple nights, so you have a vague familiarity with them.
I say I'm trying to do one last big score.
All right, they know what that's like. Everyone's trying to do that. So if they can help out in some kind of way and get some kind of reward out of it, they might be willing to help risk it with the diplomacy.
I need a diplomacy check.
Yeah, trying to convince them to help you out.
All right, 12.
All right, 2 guys are willing to help you out.
All right. Are they certain kind of class, or
They're rogues. They're
Rogues?
part of the Crow Skull, yeah. Unlike you, like I said, almost everyone else that belongs to this guild is rogue. So you got
Alright.
2 rogues.
so they can stealth and such?
Yep. You assume they have good sleight of hand. Based on your knowledge of the other Crow Skull guild members you've encountered, which has been a lot of them, they probably have good acrobatics, good stealth, good sleight of hand. You know, they're rogues. They're good at sneak attacks and stealing.
So how many guards are still at the greenhouse?
3. Yep.
All right. So I go back to the gutter, and I offer how many little urchins are hanging out right now.
Yeah, 4 urchins kind of hanging out in the gutter right now, kicking out around a can.
Alright, so I offer every urchin 10 gold to do me a favor and distract the guards of the greenhouse.
Roll me a diplomacy with that, but I think you're going to be fine.
I doubt it.
That's the only way to find out.
16.
Alright, that's enough. You convince 4 kids to come along and distract the greenhouse guards, while you and, 2 rogues?
I have 2 rogues and 1 paladin.
You 2
Alright.
rogues and 1 paladin, and you have a distraction of 4 urchins.
The urchins run up to the guards, asking them for
Pestering
money.
them. So yeah, they'll start just being a bother to the guards.
Bothering
You
them.
believe they're definitely distracted right now when they're trying to like shoo away these annoying kids.
Is there 3 or 4 guards right
There
now?
are 3 guards, 1 Vishkanya, 2 catfolk.
Alright, so-
It's the 2 catfolk that were holding you and the 1 Vishkanya, the really buff one that was watching the door before.
Alright, so, 2 of the urchins go in their pockets, grab 2 separately, grab their wallets, and run away. Or
Right.
grab a gold piece.
So you want to have told them to try and pickpocket these guys.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you told them to try and pickpocket the guys, they will try. First one will fail, though. The second one will succeed. So one of them will be able to grab the wallet from one of the guys, and he'll flee. So there's only 3 urchins now. 1 urchin's fleeing with the wallet from one of the catfolk. The catfolk will not notice the urchin stealing his wallet. He'll only see the kid fleeing, but he doesn't know that his wallet got stolen. He's a street
I got
urchin.
muscled by a kid.
He got double paid. He's a street urchin.
Yeah.
He got paid and then he got to steal a guy's wallet. So, but you still have 3 urchins and 1 guy just had his wallet stolen. And they're all kind of distracted right now. They're all 3 still there, but they are, like I said, somewhat distracted by these urchins.
Alright, so 2 of the urchins start throwing stones.
Alright, so that'll annoy the guards. Only one of them will be able to strike a guard with a stone. So he'll start getting into an altercation with one of the guards. So one of the urchins and one of the guards are sort of like in a struggle. So he's pretty distracted. He's pretty distracted by that. 'Cause he's like trying to fight off a little kid. He's pretty pissed.
In the meantime, there's 2 guards left that aren't distracted, correct?
And they're all distracted, but there's definitely
Okay.
one that's more distracted than the others because he's like actually in combat with the kid.
So there's super distracted guard. One of the other two distracted guards, the rogue, one of the two rogues that
That you're employing.
we're employing, comes up and tries to disarm.
Alright, so yeah, I'll roll for him to try and disarm. You promise him a bit of a reward out of this whole mission, I'm sure. That's going to be a successful disarm, so he's going to knock the weapon out of one of the guard's hands. So it's on the ground there beside him, like 5 foot away.
I'm assuming the third guard who still has his weapon saw the disarming going on.
Yeah, just barely out of the corner of his eye, he saw something happening, so yeah. He might call for help in a second. You basically have this one round on letting you guys do stuff, so.
While that third guard notices that the second guard was getting robbed, is there any way to knock him out?
With an attack.
With an attack, yeah.
Basically, yeah. If you do enough damage to knock him unconscious, that's pretty much the only way to knock him out.
How much damage would that have to be?
I mean, you don't know. This is like the real world. You never know
Fair
it.
enough.
It's not like there's no number for it. In the game, there's a number, but inside the game, there's not like, that guy has 15 hit points. Like, that exists, but it doesn't exist.
Can he, knock him down?
I'm gonna try, have one of the rogues try to trip him.
Yeah, I have one more rogue.
Alright, you can have the other rogue try to trip one of them. So he trips, so one of the cat folks is tripped, one of the cat folks is grabbing a kid. All three of them are engaged.
Chasnoff runs towards the door with Greer following me.
Are you stealthing to the door to try to not be seen while they're distracted, or are you just running up?
I think I'm gonna burn this place down. I think I'm done here. So I run towards the door.
Only looks like only one of the guards notices that you're running towards the door.
But they're all just...
They're all in the middle of something, but one of the guards you tell
okay.
looks and sees you running towards the door.
That's cool with me. Using the keys that I had stolen earlier, open it up with Greer in behind me.
Is that true, Greer?
Yes.
Alright, you're charging behind the gnome as he bursts open through the door, unlocks it while all the guards are having altercations with various children and rogues that you've employed. The two of you barge into the greenhouse while these three guards are distracted. Perception check.
For Greer?
For both of you, you're both inside.
Greer has 19.
Oh,
A total.
mine is...
16.
No, it's more than that. Oh, yeah. Right.
16 is still pretty good. You probably see about the same amount. She, a little bit more, but you guys see about the same thing. You see a table covered in puka dust, large sacks of puka dust. You see crates that are marked Demon's Knot, several other vials and tables of various illicit substances throughout the greenhouse. It's a very large, 60-foot long space, about 30 foot wide. It's a big greenhouse.
I cast Detect Magic.
You don't detect any magic. There are lots of drugs here, but they're not magic.
Yeah, but no.
Could you
I
imagine
thought they
magic?
might have had a trap. If
Oh, no.
I have drugs,
Yeah.
no.
You don't detect magic. Roll me another perception check, though.
It's 15.
There are two workers in this greenhouse that have spotted you, and they're calling out. They're in the distance. They're at the far end of the greenhouse.
I'm not really worried. Alright, so is the greenhouse lit or not?
It is lit by
stuff?
magical light. Yeah.
So I don't need to cast light right now?
No, but it already has it cast on the bulbs above, basically.
How long do we have until any of the people outside are gonna...
I mean, it's hard to say until they finish dealing with what they're dealing with, and you don't know that from the inside. You kind of barge in the door, you know they're distracted, you don't know for how long they're going to be distracted before they come in after you. I
say
assume sooner they're going to notice the
Greer,
door's open.
Alright, got
You probably have a very limited amount of time.
Greer, cover my back. I'm gonna grab everything I can hold, and we're gonna run out of here and go to the dock. So I grab as much...
Are you just grabbing puka, or are you trying to grab some other stuff too?
Oh no, I'm gonna grab tons of other stuff.
Oh,
What
you're
are
not really
some of the
stealthy.
other things that are there?
Roll perception for what other drugs are around.
16?
Alright, so you recognize the crates from Beaming Knot as being full of elven absinthe that's nearby. There's lots of puka dust on the table nearby. There's some flay leaf and some opium and a little bit of zerk. That's probably the stuff that's probably really the closest to the door where you are.
Outside of the puka, what money-wise, what's the best thing to snag?
Roll appraisal to know that. Or use your tattoo that points to the most valuable thing.
Oh shit!
You just look at your tattoo?
So I use my tattoo.
Alright, roll a perception check to look at your tattoo.
18.
Yeah, you see your tattoo pointing towards the crates of elven absinthe from Demon's Knot. It might be hard to carry because it's going to be a lot of glass bottles. You don't know how many of them you could carry. I don't know what your weight limit is, but...
I grab 4 bottles of those, throw them in a backpack,
Alright, 4 bottles of absinthe, and then as much puka as you can carry.
and all the puka I can carry. And then I say to Greer,
You get about 20 pounds of puka.
Nice. And I say to Greer, grab everything else that you can get, and let's get out of here.
I will cooperate.
Alright, you just grab puka dust though, right?
Yes, just puka dust.
And you shove it in your backpack?
Yes.
Do you carry a shit ton?
Yeah, you get about 40 to 60 pounds, somewhere in there, that range.
60. Grab 60.
I don't know what else you have in your bag, but just minus whatever amount of weight you have in your bag from 60.
I have all the gold, you idiot.
Well, that's going to be hard then. You might not have that much room for puka dust then.
So, Brian, did we run to the docks from there?
If that's where you would like to try to run, I have to roll some perception checks as you guys leave the greenhouse, see if anyone catches you. One of the guys is going to notice you guys fleeing the greenhouse and call out. Alright, so 2 guards are going to be chasing after you guys as you flee towards the dock. Different ones than the ones that are being distracted. These are just ones they called out to that saw what was going on.
These are different greenhouse guards?
These are different guards, not greenhouse guards. These guards were in the area that heard these guards yelling as you guys fled.
Okay.
So obviously the suspected driver or something are chasing after you as you head towards the dock. You guys have about 45 feet on them. They can't, but they are faster than you guys. You guys are, about 20 feet per round of move speed, I believe. Yeah. So they're gaining on you guys as you approach the dock. Especially heavily laden with drug.
I cast Fatigue.
Touch of Fatigue. You have to touch them.
I have to touch them?
Yeah, it's a touch spell. They'll be
No,
tired.
you're a wizard.
Be tired for 1 round per level.
You have to let me probably forward them to me, and then you touch them.
No, you would have to...
And they're already coming towards you, so... You guys probably have maximum 6 rounds before they catch up to you. They're definitely gaining on you.
Like, we're gonna have to fight these
Little people running.
Anything.
Yeah, but you're, still, you can hit people and shit. That's important.
Yeah. I feel like you have about 36 seconds till they probably catch up with you.
Yeah, stand down and be a badass.
I can intimidate.
Paladin. Yeah, intimidate. Let them do that shit.
Alright, fine, we can fight them? Is that what you're saying?
I think, I don't think we have a fucking choice.
Okay, so we'll stop. We will fight them. Well, I apologize. We'll stop and...
So you stop and you turn to face the 2 guys that are charging after you.
How close are we to the exit?
To the docks? About 70 feet from the dock exit.
So we don't need to kill them, we just need to get away from them.
You need to somehow get out with one of the back gates towards the dock without them stopping you and without any officials after that stopping you.
Are any of those guards addicted to puka?
And how would you know that?
I'm just asking.
Roll knowledge local.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, I got the first move. They're we're cool, we're cool.
Load on them.
No, we're cool.
You could get them addicted to puka.
Yeah, you just have to roll knowledge local to know if they are addicted to puka already.
I mean, we're in but in all seriousness, this is a very drug-addicted city. I'm assuming guards, partake. I'm gonna throw a pound bag of puka on the ground.
So you grab one of the bags from beside the table. You didn't grab a bunch of loose dust. So you're going to toss a puka bag, which is clearly recognizable. It's very good marketing. It's obviously a puka bag. I'll roll a percentage chance to see if one of these guards is lured away by it. 81%, so at least one of these guards will stop and pick up the bag of puka and start snorting it. So you guys are now you're not only being chased by 1 guard, who's still gaining on you guys. You have about 5 rounds now. About 30 seconds so the other guard catches up with you, but you've delayed 1, at least for a period of time.
Alright, I understand that. There's 1 guard running at us right now.
Yep.
I really don't want to kill him. I cast fucking Acid Splash on him, I guess, because I don't have any other option.
What about Touch of Fatigue?
Yeah, kill a guy. I run up to the guy, give him Touch of Fatigue.
Alright, for that we have to roll for initiative for you and the other guy that you run up towards. I got a 19 plus 5, so I got a 24 for initiative.
I have a 2.
Alright, so he's going to swing on you before you can touch a fatigue. So you run up to him, but he swings his blade at you. That's going to be a natural 20. So it's going to be 10 damage.
I'm dead.
Well, unconscious. I don't think you're dead.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Alright, yeah. So you just got swiped with a sword, got knocked unconscious by the guard. You will see this, Greer.
It's all you.
Okay, so I would like to...
Pick my ass up and carry me out of here.
Roll a constitution save to not continue bleeding, also, by the way. Chaznov has to roll a constitution save to make sure he's not bleeding out from this sword wound.
15.
Alright, just barely. So you just barely stop bleeding. So you're just hanging, whatever hit points you have right now, you're just kind of hanging there. You're passed out. If you're bleeding, it's very slowly. It's not going to be every round right now, but,
Okay.
you're in the danger zone. You saw Chaznov get hacked up.
Highway to the...
So Greer is gonna have to to take this guy out because clearly he wants to kill us. And so I want to hit him with my longsword.
Alright, roll versus his AC. 23?
So 23.
23 is good enough. So yeah, it's a hit, so now you do your damage.
So that would make it 9.
So 9 damage. Alright, so you hit the guy back. You're now engaged in combat with this one guard. He's going to swing at you now because he already knocked your friend out. I rolled a 2 though, so even with his BAB and strength, it's not going to have to beat your AC because I assume your AC is higher than 10.
It's 19.
Yeah, then yeah. He does not hit you, so it's back to you after he swings at you. You dodge the attack like a badass dwarf.
Alright, so I have to roll again.
You have to try and hit him again. That's
24.
a hit. Yeah, that's a hit again.
So 7.
Alright, you knocked that guy unconscious.
Yeah! Pick my ass up!
So one guy still distracted, is not coming after you guys yet. You've knocked one guy out. You would have to probably pick Chaznov up at this point to flee with him towards the dock.
So yes, I will pick up Chaznov.
So roll me a strength check to pick up Chaznov.
6 total.
Are you having trouble carrying Chaznov since he's all like his bag's all full of this drugs and stuff?
Maybe I will have to inspect his bags for something that I can unload.
Alright, so roll a perception check as you inspect his bags.
16 plus whatever, perception 2, so 18.
Yeah, you open the bag, you see the 4 large, I think, was it 4 bottles?
Yep, 4 bottles.
You see 4 large glass bottles, and you're like, what the hell? This is what's making this so heavy. Do you want to take those out and, like, toss them?
Yeah, I'm taking those out and tossing them.
You toss the 4 glass bottles. Now try another strength check to lift Chaznov without the 4 glass bottles in the bag.
All 4 of them. I toss them. Now I pick up Chaznov.
Yep.
And I roll again plus strength.
Yep.
20.
Yeah, that's enough to carry Chaznov. So you carry Chaznov in his backpack just fine, and you run towards the docks. You guys make it to the gate, exiting the dock. There are some, like, officials there at the gate, but it's, you know, mob town officials. You didn't have much trouble getting out of here before. I think as long as you're willing to answer a few questions, you'll be fine. So you hurry to the gate before the guards can come to. You approach the gate official, who asks how your visit was in the city of Perleone.
Well, my visit was great. I found me a nice gnome friend.
Do you have anything to declare?
Just my gnome friend.
And they'll still have marked down gnome friend. Hope to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Alright, you exit the city, head towards the dock. You're now running down a pier. There's many boats available, but to get on any one of them, you'd probably have to pay for passage or something. I mean, not very long, and probably seconds till the guards come after you outside of the gate, and you guys are just run out to the dock. So right now, you need to get on a ship that's leaving, like, right now.
We're gonna hop on the ship.
Yeah. There are at least 6 ships that are departing. This is a pretty busy port. There are at least 6 ships that are departing, like, currently. If you can get on them really, really fast, either sneakily or by paying enough money to someone to get on board really fast, you might be able to escape in time. But you're going to be cutting it really close. You got to do it right now.
Am I still passed out at this point?
I believe you are. I haven't been asleep long enough to recover any health points, and no one's healed you, so...
No, I'm garbage.
So we're just gonna hop on the closest ship.
That's what you want to try and do. You're going to try and, like... How do you plan on... Do you just, like, stealthing onto a ship, or are you paying, or how are you getting on these ships?
Give money.
Yeah, we'll pay. That's easiest.
Alright, so you try and find a ship. How much money are you trying to spend to get on a ship?
The least amount possible.
Which is how much? That'll determine where you can go.
I don't know what the going rate is. 15 gold
That's not going to get you very far.
per person?
No, it's not going to
That
get you
gets you
very
about
far.
20 feet out to the harbor.
Yeah.
40.
Boat travel's pretty expensive. I mean, you would know that, like, the next island is probably 1,000 gold away.
I only have 100.
I had a very interesting way of
Alright,
getting to
well, we'll stay on this island and just, like... Is there other ports on this island, Brian?
There's one other port in the Darling Metropolis, yeah.
So we'll go to that port then. So we won't leave the island, but we'll just go to a different port.
Alright, how do you get
Where's
there
that?
from here? Do you sail there from here, or do you try to head back down the Assassins and Thieves Road, or what?
Yeah, I'm, like, passed out. You're carrying me.
We'll go down the Assassins and Thieves Road, since that's the road I apparently came down on originally.
Alright, that's fine, but to do that you have to go back through the city, down through the south gate, then back to the north gate.
Can I renege?
Yeah.
Alright. So how much
You know
gold do
that sometimes for boat travel you might be able to offer, if you don't have enough money to get on a boat, if you can offer services, sometimes you can get passage for work. So is there something that you can do to, do you have a profession or craft, or is there something you can do that is worthwhile on a ship?
I'm fucking passed out. Like, you're...
Are you possessing any trolls? Can
Yeah.
you make them do things?
Can you do stuff for work?
Yeah. Can you convince someone to let you on a ship right now, basically?
I mean, I can clean shit, I can cook.
Are those skills you possess?
No, but I can learn them
No,
quite.
you can't.
You have a backstory that you are a cobbler. You have that was your profession for a while. You are a renowned cobbler. I can make shoes. That is something that you are capable of doing. Do you want to offer to cobble for this boat ride?
Yes, I will. I will cobble.
Are you gonna be like offer to? Are you gonna offer to make everyone on the crew a new pair of shoes if they let you guys on the boat?
Yes, I will.
All right, so roll me a diplomacy, and then you can then roll your profession after that, and I'll let you use that as a bonus.
17.
That's so frustrating.
And then I'm rolling for my profession.
Yep,
18.
it's decent enough that they're gonna be convinced if you'll make 8 pairs of shoes. It's a very small ship. This ship, small sailboat. If you'll make 8 pairs of shoes, they'll let you and your friend aboard. They're only going as far as Northport.
And Northport is the same island?
No, Northport's an island south of here on Demon's Knot. So that's as far as they're going. It's a couple of L's. But if you're a dwarf, and if you say you make good shoes, and if you can fulfill this before you guys reach the island, it'll be fine. If not, they're going to toss you and your friend overboard. So
We'll take it.
yeah. So you basically have like a month and a half tops to make 8 pairs of shoes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make that happen.
You get on the boat. Bobbity bang. The boat's going to take off. Let's see if you get away without any repercussions. Alright, just as you guys are fleeing, a guard comes charging out towards the boat, and it's doing a thing where like the boat's just now pulled off, and the boat's like just far enough for the guard to like jump from the docks to the boat. So I'm going to roll and see if the guard can jump from the docks to the boat. He fails. He lands in the water.
So lucky.
Yeah, it's almost comical, and you guys escape on this boat sailing south. So you guys are on the boat. You now have a limited amount of time to make these pairs of shoes. Are you going to take a 20 on all 8 pairs, or would you like to roll to make it go faster?
So if I risk, the number of shoes, does that affect the quality of the shoes, which might anger the crew?
Yeah, you might not make as good as a shoe, correct. You might also make a better shoe, but you probably won't be as consistent with your quality of shoe. You might have days where you make really good shoes, you might have days where you just make average shoes, you might have days where you fail at making a shoe and then spend another day making a shoe. But you might, like I said, you might knock it out in 8 days if you work really hard for 8 days instead of spending the whole month and a half doing it, and then you can do other stuff on the ship for the rest of the time if you want.
Well, since I'm on the ship, they have to provide me with the materials to make these shoes.
They have the material for the shoes on the ship. They were actually traveling with some materials to sell. But if you make them some custom shoes, some dwarven shoes, they're intrigued.
I'll roll to chance it.
Roll a profession check for the first day to make a shoe.
12. Rolled a 12.
Yeah, I don't think you guys even got rid of that Pookie yet. You're probably still carrying it from
we
ours.
have almost the entire world supply of that on us.
Yeah.
She threw
You've definitely got about 60% of the Puka from that warehouse. It's tough to harvest. It's not easy to get.
Of it on my person.
You guys still have not dumped the Puka, from what I understand. You're just on this boat. You've been on this boat for at least how many days now? 2? 1?
Approximately.
How many times did you roll shoemaking? 1? In 1 day.
I rolled a 12. I have 1 in profession, so 13.
Yeah, so second day you succeed in making a shoe. That's not a great shoe, though. You
Okay.
still make a shoe, but
Alright.
not as nice as the shoe from the day before.
Okay.
But you can also, there's a whole crew here. You can, the hierarchy, you'd be the captain gets the nice shoe, and the other guys, you can probably dole us out to, a lower crew member and get away with it.
Of course I will. You get the best shoes. Well, I think it's best that, if Chasnov is still passed out and recovering...
I'm recovering.
Well, this is day 2, probably, so he's probably awakened at this point.
Yeah, I think we need to get rid of our puka.
Alright, so you're going to dump this during the second day?
Yes.
Alright, you dump out the puka out of your backpack overboard. You can watch... Do you watch and make sure Chasnov does the same?
I'm awake during this, right?
Yeah, you're awake. She's like, let's go dump our puka.
I was gonna pay the rogues with the bottles of wine that got thrown into the ocean.
I didn't know about...
Yeah, but you guys escaped before that happened, so the rogues just, probably just got in trouble and didn't get any payment at all from this job.
Yeah, I want to throw away half of it.
Oh, you dump out half your puka. Is that a sleight of hand or a bluff, or are you telling
I'm
Greer?
saying I'm gonna throw away half of it. I'm gonna keep.
Are you telling Greer why?
That wasn't part of the deal, though, that you had with me.
Yeah, but but you threw away the other.
I didn't know that.
So
I didn't know about your rogue deal.
So if you want a diplomacy to convince her that you need to keep half this to make right with those rogues, you need to sell this puka dust so you can pay them.
I would like.
It's not a bluff, right? You do intend on paying them. That's why you're keeping it?
Yeah. No. Honestly.
Well, then this is a diplomacy roll to convince her that that's why you're keeping it. So roll diplomacy to see if you can be a diplomatic enough gnome to be like, no, really, I'm keeping this to pay these guys back. You're doing a good thing.
15.
Alright, it's not great, but it's okay. He does seem earnest. And so I think with a 15, for me as a DM, that is going to make me want to leave it up to you as a person. Like, he says he's keeping this half the puka dust to sell it to give money to these rogues that you guys didn't pay to do their job, that, helped you guys steal it. So, are you okay as a paladin with him selling this puka so he can pay the rogues?
Side note: is there mail in this world?
Mail? Yeah. It's different everywhere. It doesn't exist everywhere. There's magical ways to send messages in a lot of places, but it just varies from place to place.
I can send a package, though.
Theoretically, to Perleon would be no problem. As long as you know who these guys were, which I think they were staying in your bunk, you at least know their names. You could easily send something to them via the Crow Skull Guild, anonymously. He did what he had to do to get the job done. You guys were able to steal the stuff with their help. Without their help, you couldn't have gotten in there. He feels like he owes them. So with his own sense of honor, he's like, I know you don't want me to keep this puka, but I'm selling it to pay them back. You do believe he's telling the truth. He's not lying. Like, he does earnestly want to just pay these guys back. Is that an okay reason for you as a paladin for him to sell drugs? Because he owes someone money.
At this point, I will let you sell it if I hold on to it.
I'm not selling anything. I'm giving it to these,
You don't get to do anything with it. I will hold on to it.
Alright, so Greer wants to take the puka. Are you going to allow Greer to take the puka? To take ownership of it? To make sure that it goes where it's supposed to go?
No, I don't trust her.
You don't trust me?
Roll a sense motive check, Chasnoff. Yeah, 3 means he doesn't trust you. He should trust you because you're a paladin. He rolled a 3 sense motive, which means he's having a bad sense motive. So even though he should trust you, he doesn't because he's a suspicious gnome. He's paranoid. He's a trickster. He's used to tricking people. He thinks you might be trying to trick him. You're probably just trying to take his drugs.
I was knocked out. He dragged me on a boat.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. You're not taking his drugs away from him. This is all he's got left.
I got you onto this boat in the first place.
I wouldn't know that because I was knocked out.
That wasn't my fault you got knocked out.
He doesn't want to give it to you though. He's not going to surrender his bag full of puka. He says no when you try to take it.
I mean, honestly, even though I was, passed out, I kind of know that she threw all these expensive bottles of wine in the ocean.
Yeah, they're not in your bag anymore. You know those bottles of wines are missing? Yeah.
I go to Greer and say, why did you throw all that wine?
Because I couldn't carry you. You were too heavy. So I had to go through your backpack to see what was important and what was not.
Roll sense motive, Chasnoff.
17.
Alright, that time you do believe her. She doesn't seem to be lying. You don't think she would lie. She's not the kind of lady that would lie. She says she threw away this absinthe, these wine bottles, because it was too heavy. And you did have to escape in a hurry. As much as it sucks to lose that, you assume they were probably worth about 500 gold a bottle. You've seen them on the market for that much at least. She didn't know that, and she did it to save your life, so you can't really be mad.
So, Chasnoff...
You can still want to keep half this puka, but...
I'm making shoes for us to be on this boat.
Chasnoff checks his pockets, sees that all his puka is still there, and stretches, and will go to sleep.
I mean, you dumped out half of it.
You already dumped out half of it.
No, still, half of it is still, that would be 10%.
Yeah, you still have half of the puka in your bag, unless Greer's managed. She didn't take it away from you. You didn't let her take the other half that you kept. So you have half of the puka.
I'll just do an old school, I'll go to sleep with all the puka in my,
You're gonna have it in your bag, hugging it, which you can't take it away from you while you sleep.
Go to sleep with all the puka in my pockets. Rufus will sleep on my chest. You make sure no one steals anything.
Alright, so Rufus will be your ready alarm. Chasnoff has kept half of this puka and has stuck it in his pockets and is now sleeping with his weasel watching over him. You're stuck on this ship. You're still making shoes. You want to roll for the rest of these shoes?
Yeah, I'll still roll for the shoes, but I already dumped all of my puka.
You dumped all your puka, yeah. Everything you had is gone.
No puka on my person.
No, you got rid of your puka. That much of puka in the world was destroyed.
Okay, so I'll go ahead.
So,
I'm just happy that I own that shit.
So he has half the puka still. Half of his part of puka.
So he has 10% of what was the original amount of puka. Yeah.
In one.
Yeah, you got 7 more. But you make 1 a day if you roll for it. So
I'll roll again. Oh, 19.
those are good. Those are good shoes. Pretty decent. Not perfect, but pretty good shoes.
So that's only 2 pairs down now.
Yep. 6 more to go.
Gonna let him have his precious sleep while I still make shoes.
So you're toiling away through the night making shoes.
Yep. Because I just want to plow through this.
Yeah, and then have some free time to just enjoy this boat ride.
I'm gonna roll again. 19.
Yeah, another pretty decent pair of shoes. Almost as good as taking a 20, but doing it a lot faster.
13.
Yeah.
Is Greer a cobbler?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am.
Okay, good enough. I was just checking.
This time, the shoes you make are above average, but not amazing. So, not great, but okay. Okay shoes.
Still counts as a pair though.
Still counts as a pair. They're just not wonderful.
Alright,
Not your best
so
work.
I need 4 more. 13.
Same deal. Not a great pair of shoes, but they're shoes.
Oh, that's a 4.
You can roll again tomorrow to complete those. That can be what that can be is a 4 can be a partially completed pair of shoes. So you spent 1 day that you just didn't finish. So tomorrow you can roll and add 4 to that number. That'll be how good that pair of shoes is on 2 days of work instead of 1 day.
Okay.
All right. So roll again for the next day to complete that pair of shoes.
11. So 15.
So yeah, that's a pretty good pair of shoes. Not amazing, but definitely above average. That'll last you at least 6 months.
Cersei doesn't know you yet, but she wants some thigh-high black leather boots. And we're gonna make that shit happen.
Easily.
I want to make that happen
Keep
for
that
you.
in mind.
We come from the same homeland.
You know what? We have a tanner in the game now too. So with the two of them to combine, a leather worker and a shoemaker, you totally get what you want, Cersei. We did all this just to get Cersei more fashion accessories. That was the whole reason we invited new players in the game. We need people to make Cersei more clothes.
So you're saying, like, the world, we took 60% of the world.
You took 60% of the world's supply. You have 10% of what was left. So there's still 40% out there. So there's still 50% of what was originally there out there in the world. You have 10% of that. So really that's 20% of the world's supply now. So it's increased that much.
Yeah.
You want to roll an appraisal check on it to see how much it's probably worth?
Oh, I would do that. It's a 4 because my dice are horrible.
Yeah. You don't know. You guess 3,000, but you don't know how close that is to a real number or not. You're like, I bet I can get 3,000 gold for this, but it could be, you may be able to get way more or way less, you don't know for sure.
Fair enough. I apologize for...
It's okay, she's still making shoes while you're thinking about drugs.
That's what I'm saying.
Bare necessities.
2 more.
2 more pairs of shoes. Alright, roll them.
I owe 8. I'm up to 6.
Alright, yeah, roll 2 more. How are we doing?
That's a 5.
Oh, you got it. That's another 2-dayer then.
That's a 2, so I'm up to 7.
Alright, so you want to take a 3rd day on that one, or do you want to, just give them a shitty pair of shoes?
No, I want to give them a quality pair.
Alright, you'll work a 3rd day on this pair of shoes, and go ahead and cobble away a 3rd day.
9.
So 9 and 7?
16.
So yeah, that's
total.
pretty decent, above average.
Okay.
Like I said, not a 20, not a perfect shoe, but anything above 15 is really like a pretty decent pair of shoes. You feel okay about this work.
Alright, so hopefully 1 more shoe. That's a 2.
Yep.
And that's a 16.
Alright, so 18. So that's enough to make another pair. So you're done. I think it saved you like a week or 2. I think it did save you some time. So you do get to enjoy this journey, this sailboat trip, because you plow through those shoes. So for the rest of the time, you can do whatever you want on the boat.
2 flower.
You can just get some sun or preach while you're there, whatever you feel like doing. You got free time.
And what kind of races are on this boat that I can tell, or should I roll a perception check?
Perception check to see, yeah.
Perception 2, so 12.
Yeah, they appear to almost all be elves. They would seem to be merchants that were delivering some magical goods to Perleone. So there's definitely like a hipster factor to it. So they're like young merchants. Like they were obviously, off shilling really cheap magical goods.
I'm awake on this boat, right?
Yeah, you're awake. You've been guarding your drugs as safely as possible.
Oh no!
You guys are nearing Southport. You're probably 4 days away from 4 days away from Northport.
Rufus is with me.
Yeah, of course, always.
So Rufus is like hanging out on top of my drugs. I'm gonna go and see the boat.
Yeah, you walk around the boat.
Woke up.
Roll me a perception check to look around the boat.
Alright, 14.
Yeah, it's a pretty small vessel, not a lot to look at. Looks like it can only carry a small amount of goods. probably a little less than a ton max of goods below deck. It's got a little sleeping quarters where you guys have been able to rest. A decent vessel, very small galley, but it seems to be able to man with a very small crew. This crew of 8 seems to be able to handle it just fine. You guys are just passengers on the boat. No one's really hassled you very much. They've given you guys a place to sleep and eat since these shoes have been provided, so you've been taken care of pretty much.
Did I see like the deckhand or like captain or anything like while I was looking around?
Yeah, you see all those guys. You'd be able to pick them out at this point in time. By now, you've picked up at who's in charge and who's a lower person in the hierarchy here, for sure. You would probably know who the captain is at this point. It seems to be a mostly female crew.
I go to the head deckhand, and I would like to just talk to her for a hot second.
Alright, yeah, do it. What do you say?
Not a first mate.
She's the first mate.
Is first mate in the first deckhand the same thing? So,
I don't know. I think first deckhand is like a little lower than first mate.
Yeah,
So you
no,
wanna talk
thank you.
to
Thank you. That's
second
what I was
mate?
trying to do.
You want second mate?
Yeah, second mate.
Alright, you want to get like third down the line.
Yeah.
Not too high up the totem pole, but you want to talk to someone like semi-important.
Yeah. I talked to her. I'm super happy that I'm alive again. So I give the second mate a gigantic hug.
Alright, you hug the third mate.
And while I'm doing that, I try to pick her pocket.
I expected as much. Roll me a sleight of hand. I got a 23.
I got a 9.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna catch you trying to pick her pocket. She's gonna slap your hand and laugh. And she'll say, "Damn Darkwood gnomes."
And I blush. I'm totally seducing this lady. And I blush, and I say, "I'm sorry, I'm from a
Of course.
different place, and this is just how we do things."
Says, "I'm familiar with how you Darkwood gnomes do things.
Why is she on the boat?
I come from Northport. I work for the Barclay Industries."
You don't seem like you want to be stuck just being on the sea. Maybe you could come and see the world with me in this horribly boring dwarf life.
Roll me a diplomacy with "Come see the world with me" and this horribly boring dwarf.
I think that was an
14.
She doesn't really seem, that enamored with you. She kind of brushes you off, like, whatever.
So
Yeah, you guys are approaching. You can see Southport in the distance. There's like a dark cloud above it. Even with a very low perception check, it seems very dark over Northport.
I go and I flirt with being a tall gnome. I am very, very not known in the gnome world, but I go and flirt with a bunch of all other deckhands, and I go back to the third rank.
Alright, so roll me a diplomacy to flirt with the other deckhands before you go back to the other one. See how well you're flirting with the other deckhands goes.
13.
I mean, not above average, but not wonderful. So, I mean, a 10 would be average flirting. You got a 13, so it's like slightly above average flirting. You didn't get any phone numbers. You got to talk with some girls. We didn't get any digits, like that kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Then you go back and talk to the other one again.
Do I know the captain?
You know who the captain is.
Alright, so I go and talk to the captain.
Yeah, she'll talk to you.
I go and talk to the captain, and I say, like, we're trying to make the world a better place. You should join us in our drive towards that.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Alright, so roll me a diplomacy check.
11.
This boat works for Barclay Industries, so unless you can outplay the Barclay family, then find your own boat service.
I keep on talking to the captain, say how me and this horribly boring dwarf.
Your sales pitch really needs work. You can't always...
Let me finish it.
Alright.
Throw in a blowjob.
I would love for you and your crew come and help do what we're trying to do.
Roll me diplomacy.
God damn it. You get a new paradise.
What'd you get?
It was a 5.
Alright, she'll say, "My country's at war right now. You're lucky we let you on this ship at all. You're lucky your friend's making us really cool dwarf shoes. Really, only because we are ladies who desire high fashion and who love having foreign shoes. Are you guys even on this ship? Like I said, our country's at turmoil, so we're a little too busy to just be at your whim because you think you're doing good. If you want to prove you can do good, when we get to Northport, work for the war effort. Help save our country. If you do that, if you can help save our continent from what's going on, then we will agree to work for you. If you can do that, you will always have a ship at your aid. I guarantee it. We'll always come to help you. We'll follow you from port to port if you can save Demon's Knot.
What's the name of this boat?
The Darrow.
I apologize to the lady, and
You'll notice that almost all the crew is female. The only males in the crew seem to be deckhands. They seem to be the ones that like do the swabbing of the decks and the cooking.
you totally hit on the captain.
Well,
Hit on the captain.
Well, I
Hit on the captain.
already made the shoes and the best.
Yeah, you're in good standing. Way better than your friend who just slept and got on the boat. You're probably already more well liked than Chasnoff.
Because I hustled ass to make shoes.
Yeah, you finished that shit in quick time, and almost all of them are pretty good.
I did say I was a lesbian.
Yeah, no, you've been a lesbian.
Or alluded to it.
Yeah.
So, may I request a meeting with the captain?
Of course. How polite. Roll a diplomacy check to request a meeting with the captain.
I can't wait for Greer to meet Cersei. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Alright.
So much scissoring.
Will's here now?
Yeah, Will's been here. So, 19.
Yeah, she'll definitely agree to meet with you. She'll agree to a private meeting with you in her cabin tonight.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
She's agreed to meet you in her cabin tonight for a private dinner. She's received the shoes you made and she loves them, and she's agreed to meet you for a private dinner tonight at dusk.
Now I'm blushing.
Yeah. Her name is Hala. She's the captain of the ship. Yeah, you arrive. It's candlelit dinner. You've got a special meal, better than the meal that everyone else is getting tonight. You're getting some like fancy quail dish.
I did shave.
Yeah, your face is smooth. You look great.
Yep.
But yeah, you shaved whatever you thought was appropriate for this evening, I'm sure. Be sure to shave as appropriate, and tune in next time for more Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.